So I'm very, very, very happy to introduce Ohad the Nomad. How's it going, amigo?
It's going really great. Seriously, the last few months been so good to me, and I think for the whole world during the less COVID-19 there is in the world, and the vaccines are getting more for more and more people.
That's true. So tell me a little bit. So you've been creating content for how many years?
Almost 5 years already. I'm traveling for 5 years, and I'm content creator for 4 years. I had 1 year of traveling without creating content. I didn't even had my own Instagram, and I'm very
Okay.
proud of this year.
I think this is an interesting discussion to start. Tell me a little bit about why you decided to become a content creator and how was your path towards becoming a very successful and popular content creator over time.
Yeah. I served 5 years in the Navy, Israeli Navy, and then I went to the after Navy trip. It's quite common in Israel to serve and then to go lose a bit before the studying. So I traveled for 1 year. It became a little bit extreme, I would say that way. Like I went to Papua New Guinea in the Pacific Ocean and went to really like distant district that almost no one know. And they used to be cannibals, and they made me their spiritual leader with dressing and a lot of other stories. And then after the year was finished of me traveling, I went to my university. I studied chemical engineering, and I just sat in class and said, "No way! I just want to travel again. I want to explore the world." So I quit university and said, "Okay, I want to explore the world, but how? How can I manage and make money of it?" So I said, "Why not being a vlogger or content creator?" And that's what I did. I flew to Japan and started document my travels, my trips, and it became bigger and bigger every day, every single day. In the beginning, it was only me with a GoPro. I was editing everything, only 3 minutes video, not very long videos. And during time, I make it much bigger, and now almost to all of my travels, a photographer, videographer is joining with me, and I have much more than only Facebook. I have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Ynet, and Channel 13, podcast about traveling. Seriously, all
Which
over the
is
place.
we must say so. The Ynet is the largest like newspaper in Israel, right? So that's not like it's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, it's huge, and it's always almost weekly base.
So it's a regular thing. So you actually have your kind of your time on TV and on the news.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
One of the things that is extremely unique about you is that you're not only creating content, but first of all, you're engaging with your audience all the time. So you have a Telegram group of people who are traveling with you. Tell me a little more about this, and how do you think about all of this amazing engagement that you're creating with your audience all the time?
I think then one of my main purposes as a travel blogger is to make travel more easy. When I'm traveling and nomading in the world, so um, I bring people with me to Japan. Like I travel in Japan for $800 a month. Japan, Alaska, $500 a month. I make them believe or to teach them how to travel cheaply. And even someone is a low budget, you don't have to be rich to travel. But it's not only about the money, it's about the way. So in Israel, if I go, I have like once a month, maybe not in the winter time, but now it's spring, so I do it like one weekend a month. I just say, listen, you guys, I'm going to travel in this and that place. If you want, you're most welcome. And people join me. Just a nice daily trip, 10 kilometers, not something too difficult. Maybe when we have like a lot of people I know, so I do something more extreme, but 10 kilometers is okay. Uh, I mean, the last
So
time
you're
90 people
hiking.
came. Yeah, we're doing hiking very nicely, usually with springs or fountains and stuff or waterfalls. 90 people came 8 a.m. to the Golan Heights. Like it's 2 hours from Tel Aviv, and still 90 people came, 13 years old to 70 years old. And it was just amazing and so exciting, and to introduce and talk with them is simply proud for myself. I don't know, because these people, someone came to me, a 40 years old man, tell me, listen, Ohad, I'm 42, and now today is the first time I ever travel because I never had the courage to go myself. And with you, it's much easier.
Nice. So you give
Yeah,
people accessibility, basically.
in Israel, when I travel in Israel, so yes. Plus, I do it also abroad, which to climb Kilimanjaro is something that I can do, and I can do very cheaply. Because sometimes I even like uh, have a deal with the hostel or hotel in Africa, for example, and then because I'm coming with a group and publish them, so we can make Kilimanjaro trip instead of $3,000, we can make it $2,500 using my social media influences.
Influence. Nice. And
Influence.
and I think that you started with content that was shorter, and then one of the trends that you can see pretty clearly about your content is that it goes longer and longer and longer. While on the other side, you're really good at creating the stories and the short content, but most of your focus on the high quality content is on long content. So tell us a little bit about how do you envision yourself making content in the future, and what do you think is the difference in terms of influence between the long content and the short content on the traveler?
So first of all, two of them matters. I think that short videos are important, long videos are important. This is why I have so many social media platforms. Even LinkedIn, even I write my own articles, which like 1,000 words, because I believe that short video or longer one is not enough to make someone the all information about a country, about a trip. If I make a video about Uganda, even if it's 20 minutes video, there are still some stuff you need to read about Uganda. You know what I mean? Because it's endless. But
Right.
the longer videos, I love, like the average length of my videos is 10 minutes, which a lot of people say, "Oh, you are crazy. The world is going to TikTok to 15 seconds, and you are doing 10, 15 minutes." But no, because when you do it interesting, and when I say to my video editor, for us, it doesn't matter the length of the video. It's important to be interesting, to be to give a value for the people. And then one video can be 5 minutes, and the second one will be 15 minutes. Because but when you do it longer video, and you see that a lot of people see the longer video till the end, so the connection with me is much, much, much bigger than only 15 seconds. They know Ohad, seriously, Ohad, not only the character, because you cannot hide it. Like when you go and
Right.
explain and talk with them and talk about your emotion and make your small talks in the video, so they are not only connecting to the place but connecting to me, and then my influence about them is much, much bigger. My
That's interesting. And how do you see this world of short videos? I mean, you're saying something that is extremely interesting, which is building a relationship with your audience takes much more than a 30-second video. But from the other side, the world is going towards this short trend. So how do you look at this, and how do you combine these two formats?
First of all, I don't think the world is going, and we have lots of conversation, me and you, about that.
That's
I
true.
don't think that the world is going to shorter content. I think that once you are looking at the TikTok, all of the kids, 12 years old, they watching YouTubers, 15 minutes video, just going in the mall, doing stuff in the mall or in the street. So why can't they see my videos, which are a little bit more mature, when they will grow after after their army, or when they are 18? So yeah, you need to influence time, and it's fun. I also like TikTok very much. Before I go to sleep, 20 minutes TikToking. And by the way, also in TikTok, I don't see the dancing. I don't follow about the people who does only dancing and cool music. I follow like investors and mentors, business mentors, stuff like that. Really good content. So you can make good content only when also when it's short. But again, you need to earn also the shorter plus the longer. And in Israel, it's a very big problem that not many people influence time about the longer video, only the shorter. We are only like 3 or 4 influencers that make travel videos about the place. But you can see it every week that I post these kind of videos, long videos, and people watch, always comment, always my engagement are super high, as more than ever. So I know.
So you're saying, and
You,
we had this conversation many times, that you're basically saying that combining both is the right strategy to grow. And then from the other side, the many evidences of and I agree that there are two different ways of looking at content, right? There is the YouTube one, which is you're going. So I'm watching a lot of YouTube. It's mainly like long videos, but I do watch videos on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts. But it's just a different kind of content, and it's a different kind of state of mind probably when I'm looking at this. One question I have for you is that at TrueSpots we believe that the world is going into a very visual direction, and especially if you're talking about travel, there especially people will look for more visual stuff. They're buying with their eyes and with their ears. They want to feel and experience the place before they're going. Tell me a little bit about how do you think your content influencing people who are traveling to destinations you've been to, and is it actually an influencing factor?
yeah, definitely a factor. And I think that the best way to publish is by good content. When you give someone value, so we will also like do the stuff after you. And I can say that Antarctica, for example, which is the most expensive trip I've ever done, like I took the ship to Antarctica cruise, 10 days, more than $4,000, and it's my most watched video in the world, like almost 1 million views. And the amount of people who went to Antarctica after me because of me is dozens. Like up till today someone asked me about Antarctica, even though it was 3 years ago my video was released.
And do
So
you
if
think people
I'm
are
answering,
watching your videos to look for places as well, or is it mainly like they're saying, okay, so I had been to Antarctica, so I'll follow, or is it sometimes people who are looking for Antarctica because they want to go and then they find Ohad?
so this depends on the platform. I think that on Facebook, it's like they scrolling around and then they see my face in a nice place, so they watch. But on YouTube, it's about searching. Like when you want to go YouTube, when you want to go somewhere, I expect them to write Uganda Ohad the Nomad and to see my videos and to learn from it. YouTube is the number 2 search engine after Google, which Google is also part of. YouTube is also part of Google. So my videos are being searched on Google and YouTube and being like accidentally showed on Facebook, Instagram.
I got it. And I want to, so you first of all, you're a professional traveler, and becoming a professional traveler and a professional content creator both are extremely hard. And there is a huge discussion about travel, not only travel, content creators in general want to make a living out of content because it takes a lot of time and resources. But from the other side,
Mhm.
travel is extremely hard because you can't do the Patreon, because it's not a subscription thing. It's more like it's more short term. People are looking at your videos in a specific context. How are you looking at the world of monetization for content creators, and how the future looks like for this world?
as I said, the best way to publish is by good content and bringing seriously great value for your
Audience.
customers, followers, no matter what audience. But no, but I'm saying if you're a shop like that, like my sponsors are insurance company, travel equipment company, what they do through my content is not only publishing their brand, which is a great brand awareness, but it also after the audience saw 15 minutes video about me swimming with orca whales in Norway and hiking and seeing the northern lights, they say, wow, passport card, my insurance company, they organized a great video to me to be entertained, and then they will go look for them and search about them. It's brand awareness, but so strong because the quality of the content is big. It's not only the brand awareness, it's not only the reach, the number of the people, because they can sponsor the and make Facebook campaigns and paying money for people to see and to get their brand. But the quality of the advertisement is very important also. So once more and more people, more and more companies will understand it, it will be much easier for me to make more and more content. Because right now I'm already Ohad the Nomad with nice income from it, and so I can afford that I have video editor and I have my own videographer that comes with me to abroad, and I have TikTok editor that she makes and upload herself all of my TikTok once a day, and now I'm already negotiating with someone who will make my Instagram. Like, and when I'm bringing more and more people to my company, it's not a company because they are freelancers.
It's a team.
So I'm more free to think about good content and about the business and about everything else.
This is so, one of the things that, so the amount of sponsors you can get to, you can reach out to, is always limited because there's limit of how many companies you can work with. But from the other side, there are many, many different small trends for, for different ventures that are popping up in the creator space. So if you're looking at Mr. Beast, he's creating his own restaurant. And if you're looking at Nas Daily, he's creating his own company for content creation. In your case, you're taking people abroad. You're like a tour guide, professional tour guide, even though you didn't start from there. Do you think there will be more kind of monetization channels for
Mm,
content creators that will pop up?
First of all, for me, I want to make also an academy for the Israeli creators, not a digital course, but to take them with me to travel and to tell them how I write my own script and how I edit and how I talk about what I want to say in the video and to how to act in front of a camera and what music to put where and how to edit it all. Uh, but this is not for the next year. Um, Taking people travel with me is not very good money. It's a few $100, and it mainly cover my expenses for me and my videographer. But social media is because social media, when you give someone the value, when I say someone is the company value,
The
and you give
sponsors.
them buyers and you give them brand awareness, so they can pay, and the amount of money that I ask are 10 times less than what they would have paid in the television. You understand? And with me, they can get 100% people they want, like Israeli people who like travel between the age of 15 to 40. This is most of my audience. And
Right.
I probably a lot of companies, these are the audience they want. So with me, it will cost them much less money with very, very good quality of audience. So I think that as time goes by, the more and more companies will pay more and more money to publish through micro influencers as myself.
Got it. And tell me, you're a professional traveler, so you're traveling a lot, and you know how the travel industry looks like online. how do you think your content and your colleagues' content all over the space will influence the experience of booking travel and looking at different destinations online?
I think it's very big. I mean, the municipality of Hadera, a city in Israel, invited me and another few bloggers to just upload few stories plus one Instagram reel. Like they organized a nice day full of restaurants and nice locations with flowers and beaches and stuff like that. And we opened a WhatsApp group with them, and they actually sent us a message after we came. It was Thursday, so after the weekend, the lady who operates the marketing of the Hedera cities said that there were thousands of people in the exact locations we were and tagged and shared. So so it's because of us, and it's quite amazing that people see what we do and then they go and follow us because they enjoy it. They are not only entertained when it's, especially when it's in Israel, so they just engine their car and go. I've also, as I said about Antarctica, many people who tell me, we only went to Brazil because of you, or to Japan because of you, or to Africa. And if they go to the places I've been to, they will probably sleep where I slept.
I love this because I think we see this all the time. We're working with content creators such as yourself, which is amazing, and we're blessed to do so. And but from the other side, we see how the consumers are behaving about this. And if you give the consumer a clear path to a good content, as you said, with a lot of value about a destination that they actually like in a very visual way, this is like a bomb. This is a formula to win every traveler because that's what people are looking for. They're looking for something that is extremely visual, that's something that they can relate to, and it's easy to find, and so they can actually understand where to go. So I think I absolutely agree about this side.
A
Yeah, go
broad
ahead.
amount of content, short videos, long videos, written content. I write on weekly base to the Kikar Shabbat, which is the Haredic Orthodox newspaper. 1,000 words a week. It takes me like 2 hours, and I don't even get money for it. But I really want to reach the Orthodox people because I don't know. Maybe they will invite me to a lecture. Maybe they will want to have a travel with me. No idea. But yeah, just to be as wide as possible.
and and that's an interesting strategy. And I think you've been so far very successful, and the streamlined media really loves you. So the Ynets of the world, which is the largest like a newspaper in Israel, and then the main channels, and the news, like everybody really loves you in Israel. I love you too. And so what is your goal? Tell me a little bit more about the next 5 years, and how do you envision your content and your and
No,
and where you want to reach.
I only started, my friend. I just started making content. I'm still not. I'm still in the beginning of Ohad the Nomad. As for in the beginning, I will just say that Ynet and Channel 13, it took me a lot of time to convince them my value to them. In the first few years, they just, no, we don't want you. They didn't want anything from me. And I grabbed my head and said, how? I'm bringing you an amazing video from Antarctica. You only need to edit the products, the videos, and still they didn't want. Only in the past year or so, maybe after the COVID, they started to understand how much value social media has to communication. And when me, when I make content about travel as a form of video or Instagram reels, I'm not very different than a journalist.
Like a
Like, how
journalist.
am I different from journalists who make content about travels and trips abroad or in Israel? And they also understand it because this is the evolution of journalism, kind of. I still don't call myself a journalist, and they have their own respect to them, very deserved to them. But when you see the evolution, this is it. And when I look at my future, I want to keep extending my videos to not only fun and vlogging, but to make documentary videos about communities. I started to do so in communities in Israel, like the Shomonim, if you know, or the Ivriim, African Ivriim. And
which was great. I
I made
loved
like
the video.
15
I
minutes
watched the whole thing. I think
documentary.
it was like a 20 minutes video, and I was in love. I really liked it.
Yeah, eventually we have like people people watched it. We can see the details and 150K views about documentary videos, 15 minutes about a community, small communities in Israel is amazing. And my dream is to do so in tribes in Africa or in the Amazon forest, or to go back to Papua New Guinea and to document my video there. In the beginning, maybe 30 minutes video, but then making movies, documentary movies, or entertaining movies also. I really, my dream is to get my own TV show about traveling. Yeah.
So it's basically going to be. I envision you as a Netflix show. Like it has to be this. It has to be this because you're doing all the effects and all the quality of the video you're creating is so amazing. So I think one day, and I'll keep cheering for you. One day you will
Mhm.
get there, and I think you're very very right when you're saying that there are two different strategies and you can combine them, which is the short and the long videos, and you are the case where it actually works very very well. So kudos on this. So the last question we have is, how do you think content creators can collaborate and partner with the large online travel agencies and the applications such as Google Travel and the Expedias of the world and the Bookings of the world and etc. And what do you think would be the benefit for both sides?
This is quite a problem actually, because I think that those platforms you talk about, I use them every day. A lot of people use them every day, but it's very hard for them to reach the influencers, the right influencers in every community. And if we had something that they connect between me and the other platforms, it could have been much, much, much easier to make a win-win situation. You understand, when my followers are enjoying good recommendation, and the platforms will enjoy much more customers. And yeah, just I see that they don't really understand how to reach other like influencers as myself.
And do you think your content can enrich their brand, can enrich the experience? How do you think what would be the future of partnerships between content creators and the applications in the travel space?
So all over the place, through good content, you get good customers. And when they took part of my content, they all of the customers or potential customers will go with them because they will appreciate the content. Plus, brand awareness. They can know that once they publish through my content, they will reach a number of people that they are their potential customers.
Nice. Cool, Ohad. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.